All right. Good evening, everyone. Um, Welcome to this webinar. I have Captain Hashir also with me. All right, so we're coming in live from Malta for you guys. I thought, what not a better opportunity to do a live webinar myself. My name is Harmeet. I am one of the acting business leaders at TNC Aviation, and we welcome you all at this webinar. Happy to have you here and share more details of this webinar for the Malta Flying School from Malta. The agenda would be that we will be quickly going through a few slides or presentations just to tell you a little more about the school. And then we're following up with something very exciting, which is basically going through the entire facility here at the flying school, showing you around everywhere here. And meanwhile, also trying to see if we can make you do some hellos with our pilots, instructors, students. And then we will eventually move to the hangar space where all the aircrafts are, all the activities, and show you everything that is possible. And then following up with, if there is a Q&A, we can probably do a quick Q&A with Captain Hashir also. There are some more pilots here. If they would like to add, we can obviously ask them these questions. Now, quickly starting with the webinar now, trying to see if what it takes to be a part of this flight training program at Malta. It's an ICAO based country, a Commonwealth country, which has everything that you need when it comes to typically getting an Indian license, as well as Transport Malta license. Everybody's been questioning in the past where people are worried about going to EASA countries. People are worried about going to countries where there is EASA licenses, those tough examinations. We've got you a solution where we do training in Malta, very similar to what we do it in US and India, which is basically the PPL, CPL, PPL CPL, multi-engine, all of these ratings. Specifically, done it in a way that it would help you with India. The idea is to make sure that you're ready for Indian DGCA to be able to convert your license. Yeah, I mean, if you can just move to the next slide. So I'll be speaking a little more details now on what are the benefits and some more details about Malta and the flying school. Well, this is Professional Aviation Academy, which is based out of Malta International Airport. It's been in business for about 21 years, has a beautiful team, very nice people, personally experienced everything that I'm telling you. All these things are not something that I made up or something that we've not evaluated. We've spent months evaluating this and figuring out if it's the right opportunity for our Indian students to be here. So the school has about 21 years of experience. They have all the trainings that are doing currently are at the International Airport of Malta. They use aircraft such as Technums, Cessnas, and the multi-engines again from Technums. Very highly qualified trainers. Usually, all of them are from the European, countries trained, at least from the European Union, which means very, like like I must say that very licensed in terms of safety and quality globally, because EASA stands the highest when it comes to safety standards. So imagine the instructors that have been trained there and also that have been licensed from there. They have a variety of aircraft fleets that we will probably share this with you in the next slides. If you move forward. So, like we discussed, the fleet that they have for single engine, they have P2002, which is the Tecnam single engine. P92, again 2000, again Tecnam single engine. Then they have Cessna 172s, which is very conventional. I'm sure all of you know. Again, single engine. Then they have Tecnam 2006, and they have two multi-engines. So basically, not just one, you have two. So it's not that one would go wrong or something with maintenance and you'll have to wait. Most schools have this issue, but at least not here, that you have two Tecnam multi-engines. All these aircrafts are available in India, except the fact that you will eventually then still do your ratings on Cessna 172s and 2006, which will help you convert into a DGCA license for single engine and commercial, both multi-engine and instrument rating. Next slide. Um, there's a lot to do in Malta, and now I would start talking with Captain Hashir along, asking about all these things. Captain Hashir, we're talking about a few things here. That is, you know, these are a few things that I would like to ask you to share. When it comes to being here in Malta. So starting with the EASA, what do you think is your
So basically, when it comes to the licensing competition, everyone thinks about is the FA and EASA. So EASA is one of the highly recognized license overall the world. If you say you are an EASA rated pilot, uh, they accept you very fast. So they don't need to think about from which country or from which place you got the license. Once it's EASA, it's EASA. It has the high standards.
Yeah, and I think we keep. I think this was a fear always in people's mind that EASA is probably one of the toughest, but I think it's also comes with the privilege of one of the highest rated and the safest.
Yes, because when it comes to EASA, unlike in other countries, when you do, for example, if you go to US, you do your examination for just the CPL. But in EASA, while you train, when you get your CPL license, you're also doing training for your ATPLs. So that's one of the benefits that you get in EASA. So doing the ATPL examination, EASA is just similar to the ATPL exams in India. So you have the same syllabus. So once you are so you just go for one training and you get two benefits in one.
Correct. And what do you think about the weather here? Obviously,
Amazing.
people do have a lot of questions. They consider other countries in Europe and they feel Europe has bad weather when it comes to flight training. But I think it took me a while to figure out that Malta is one of the best places in Europe when it comes to
Yes,
weather.
we don't have this snowfall or anything like that here. It's sunny almost all the day.
Yeah.
And in summer, it's one of the places where Europeans come here to visit because they love the weather. It's sunny here and it's really good for flying.
Right.
And also, you fly in an international airport. That's one of the best experience you can get or during your training, where you will not get this exposure in many places.
I think with Malta, the best part is that the weather, even in winters, this is what the problem is. Most places, the weather in winters is really bad. Here in Malta, the weather in winters is really still milder, much more calmer. I was just checking the weather a little while back. The temperature was 16, 17 degrees. In January in Europe, if you have 16, 17 degrees, you're in summer, I must say, right?
Here, even it's January month. If you look into other European countries, it's snowing there. Here, we have a sunny,
Yeah.
great day. And when I had a flight in the morning, it
Yeah.
was really nice flying. So you expect least bad weather here. It's
Yeah.
almost sunny all the day here.
I'm actually trying to see how do I unblur my, oh yeah, right here. I think now it should be fine. Is it any better? So I was trying to see if I can actually show how it looks when it comes to weather. Oh yeah, it
You
does.
have to your runway, you see one of the aircraft is taking off. I don't know if you're able to see there. The moment there should be something landing soon. We have
See,
two runways here. That's one of the best part.
so you can actually see how sunny it is outside. I'm not just joking. I'm not making it up. It's all visible right in front of you. So weather, it does play a big role when it comes to training. We all know that, as a flight training, you're doing most of your training is in VFR conditions, cross country, solo time. You want to make sure that the weather is good. You don't want to be in snowing conditions. You don't want to be in conditions, icing conditions. You want to be in a place where it's milder weather. And also, I think one more great advantage to Malta Flying School, School of Flying here is that they have two bases, one in Malta and then right across the water in the Marina side, which is Italy, actually, where they have the second base. And you and I were talking about it yesterday of how having two bases helps students get a lot more exposure, and obviously they can fly over Italy. There's a huge landmass that they can actually visit, a lot of places that they can go, and training gets faster in two locations together, and a
Yes,
lot more
you're right.
exposure. So I think one of the advantages that Malta being an international airport, you learn a lot when it comes to radio telephony. You learn a lot working around the traffic. I was just flying in yesterday, and we were on the finals, and we suddenly thought we will probably take a 360, maybe a loop just to try and see around the place. And suddenly we heard a call that there is a Ryanair about to land, and we got, we got a rush. So we were made to do, we were hurried up on a short final. This is this is an advantage learning at an international airport. We would have never learned all this at an uncontrolled airspace.
Never.
But training out of an international airspace, there is a Boeing coming behind you, there's a Boeing going left and right. Obviously, a disadvantage also, sometimes you have to wait. And that's why the Italian base comes in place, where you start your training. You can do a lot of your solo flights, a lot of your training from there, and a lot of instrument training here.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel that this is the kind of right balance between both these
Yes,
locations?
yes, yes. First, because it's a big opportunity for you to get trained in two different airspaces. Here we have Class D airspace, IFR, VFR. I mean, even if you go to Italy, the base Marina di Modica, you're getting another exposure to Italian airspace, to international. There's a lot of airports nearby, so you can do a lot of cross countries.
Yeah.
So it's going to build your experience.
Rafael from the operations team yesterday was offering me that once his license is converted, he said maybe we can fly to Venice and Milan and all that
Yes,
area.
that's one of the best benefit of here. Once you get your CPL license, I mean, sorry, once you get your PPL license, you can fly anywhere in the Europe.
Wow.
You can go to Greece, Venice, France, wherever you like. Just build your hours and
Yeah.
build your experience.
So it could be a dream for all these students that they can once, because for DGCA they have to do 50 hour of cross country time. During that 50-hour cross country phase, they can literally pick up the aircraft and travel all these European countries, maximum countries.
Exactly.
And get a lot of exposure, and also visit those countries. And the school allows you to do that.
Yes, yes. We have students who are doing that. They go in a group. So basically, you can go in a group with your friends. And it's
Yeah.
like a road trip. You can do a flying trip.
Flying trip. It's exciting actually. Then you can actually, I'm assuming a lot of nice countries along here. You can actually go. You can go up to Switzerland even, because Switzerland just north of Italy, and I've heard people take the aircraft all the way up
Yes,
there.
yes, you can. Because you never get this in any other place, you know. It's only here where they allow you to hire the aircraft and go anywhere in Europe. Many of the flight schools, they're very restrictive, but not here.
Well, lovely. And I think one of the benefits that I've seen here is the training is a lot more affordable, and thanks to Malta and how they control pricing, unlike any other European country where the course fees goes way beyond when it comes to training. I've seen schools in Spain, etc. The course fees are 80,000, 75,000 euros. And I tell and I suggest these students that if you're able to even save 15,000 euros, please save that. Eventually, you will need that for your type rating or becoming an instructor. Every penny will matter at that day.
Exactly.
So, this is what my suggestions are to the students, that here you will save money. And even if you're saving 15,000 euros, trust me, you will need that when it comes to doing type rating for India, for any airline, or becoming an instructor. All this money can be used. Again, one important thing, and I think I personally noticed this when I went on a flight yesterday, it's breathtaking views. It's beautiful. It's a mix of everything that you need, a lot of history and a lot of coastline. And I was talking to you about this. I think you have so much to do here that and it's not just flying, flying, flying. It's so much that you can do. You can explore, places like, I mean, you probably have a better idea in this. If you want to tell some places that a student should look at, I know a few places. One is Vellata, one is Gozo, Comino, all these beautiful blue lagoons and beaches. In fact, the last photo on the left is actually a photo of the lagoon side, I'm assuming.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
The
so
lagoon. It's very beautiful.
and I think a lot of temples and gurdwaras. I feel that there's a huge Indian population here. And would you like to, you've probably been living here for a
There's a
while.
lot. I've been like here for like 4 years now, and I just feel like India here because you never miss your culture.
Yeah,
Even if it's masjids, temples,
yeah,
everything celebrated here. Even if you want to have food, yesterday we went to an
yeah.
Indian
Indian
restaurant.
restaurant.
They
We
had a
had,
butter chicken and
yeah,
naan. It was
yeah.
really delicious. So all the corner of Malta is packed with Indian
Community.
restaurants and grocery stores.
Yeah.
So you're not going to miss anything from your home.
Yeah, I think this happens to a lot of students when they go to different countries, and those countries do not have enough Indian population, groceries, and restaurants.
You struggle with food a lot.
Community, yeah, and food is a very important thing. They might, I never thought food was as important. Now that I realize that once the student lives here for a long time, maybe like a year or two, it becomes really important to eat what you.
And also the other part is when students come here, they also have, as I said, the monthly mess plan where the hotels prepare you food.
Yes,
and
yes. You mentioned about it. They can send you meals to even your school,
yes,
your
they can do
housing.
that.
It's an actually ideal situation for students that they don't have to cook, and the restaurants will actually send you home food, or food that you would have a different menu, and it's not costly. You told me something like about 150
Yeah,
euros or
it's
close
something
to.
like that. Yeah.
That's quite cheap, and even in India, you cannot imagine facilities like these, that you will at an airport, at a school, you're getting your food delivered. You have your house, you're getting your food delivered. And housing is obviously one of the great aspects of support that the school is providing. A lot of myths that people think, this is you going to Europe means going an ATPL integrated program. Thankfully, with Transport Malta and thankfully with Malta's flying school, they can actually do the PPL CPL program, which means the same way that you can actually you do it for India or US, where people find it much more easier. Because see, there is this catch here that people don't figure out, that any integrated ATPL program in Europe is 170 hours. Now with 170 hours, you don't become eligible for India. You need minimum 200 hours one, and you need 100 hours of PIC time. Now with here, it is not possible to do it in any other country unless you do a modular program. With Transport Malta and Malta School of Flying, the best part is you do that. You do the same PPL, then you do cross countries, the 50-hour cross country that you need for India. You do time building solo, then you do your instrument, CPL on multi-engine, and single engine add-on is what we're doing. So this way you do exactly a very similar India program. So it helps you get the Indian eligibility and the course requirement met. At the same time, you're still under the EU. You're still under the
Other
EASA.
part is Malta is the only country that speaks English.
Yes.
So it's very easy for you when it comes to paperwork and all. It's very, very easy.
Yeah,
you
you
just send an email to the Maltese authority, they're gonna reply to you.
Yeah, people don't figure out that going to other countries, the language becomes a huge barrier. And I realized that there are places that they're only speaking in their own native language, even on the radios. Here in Malta, the best part is they're actually talking in English. Everybody,
You're not allowed to speak in Maltese.
yeah, so it's their first language. English is actually treated as a first language here. Everybody speaks fluent English. So no trouble when it comes to getting anywhere, when it comes to training, licensing, paperwork, no hiccups, nothing at all. So I think an ideal situation for a student. Yeah, I mean, we can move forward. Well, one of the biggest criteria is when I tell students you should look at cost of living. And I think how do you figure out the comparisons is what you pay for items. Um, I can give my own example that I've eaten a falafel here at 6 euros. I've eaten a falafel in Paris for 12 euros, 13 euros, and I've also eaten a falafel in Switzerland for 19 francs, which is even more than euro.
Switzerland is most
Yeah.
expensive. The pizzas was like 50.
Correct.
Swiss
So
franc.
it's important that you pick the right place, and Malta being very economical for cost of living. And in fact, all these things become you've actually given a great solution, that you can take a mess plan, which is basically 150 euros. You get an entire month's food. So
They do
that
it 2 times.
correct. So you have food. One, second, public transport for students is free.
It's free, yeah.
So as a student, you can travel anywhere in Malta absolutely free.
Also, if you want to drive, it's the same side of the India, the
Perfect.
best part. So you can get an Indian international license and you can drive here as well.
Correct. So you have, since Malta is a Commonwealth country, they drive the same side of the road exactly like India. So you don't have to worry about driving on a different side of the road, of how do you drive here. It's very easy. Just pick up the car. Sometimes students actually, 4 or 5 students can, this is what we do it in US, 4 or 5 students get together and purchase one car, and then they, use
Very
it.
cheap here.
They split the cost between each
Yeah.
other. So I think that would be a great thing. You mentioned, and I think visa seems to be a very easier process when it comes to Malta. It's a huge Indian population for the same reason, because visas are much more easier. Again, we have Captain Hashir as our Indian instructor. We're adding more instructors under his leadership. There are going to be a lot more Indian instructors. And eventually, if you do your training here, you also have a chance to, one, go back to India, convert your license, and apply for an airline job there. Also, you can still become an instructor here and qualify for an instructor rating and gain some hours here. Is that right, Captain?
Yes, you're right.
We've already spoken about grocery stores, and I think I also feel that this country is a lot more tourism friendly, so they're very welcoming when it comes to tourism and expats. There's a lot of It's one of the reasons that there's a lot of foreign
Exactly.
population
Yeah.
here, and safer. Do you have anything to speak about safety here? Um,
When it comes to safety, it's really good basically when you come for the flying, because you flying under a controlled airspace. You're always monitored by the air traffic controller,
mhm.
so there is no risk of unsafety here.
I was also seeing that there was a drone I saw flying. There is the entire Coast Guard is protected by 24 hours
Yeah.
of drones, and
Hmm.
it takes off today and then lands the next day, 24-hour patrolling. So there's so much safety when it comes to flying around and being around in the airspace.
You're right.
These photographs that you see are actual photographs, so you can see how beautiful it is in terms of a country. The one at the bottom in the blue lagoon is the Technum multi-engine that you will eventually be flying for your training. I flew that yesterday. It was beautiful. It was fast, nice, quite stable, and a high wing aircraft. So you get a beautiful view of all the surroundings of
Mhm.
Malta. Yeah, I mean, we can move forward. Just to give you an idea, now the exact same places that I was telling you. Vallata is the main capital city of Malta. It's a part of the UNESCO heritage site. Then the Blue Lagoons, Gozo, the temples, the forts. Game of Thrones was a part of it, and
Yeah, it was shooter in Malta.
in Medina is,
Medina, yeah.
yes, the old city of Medina. Then we also had very famous Bollywood movie shot here, Ek Tha Tiger, Salman
Yeah,
Khan.
something like that. I don't remember the name, but there was one shot.
Yeah, a lot of Bollywood movies have been shot here. So it's nice and easy. It's very easy going. I've realized I've been to a lot of countries in Europe, and I think Malta is one of the easier. I feel Malta is a lot more Asia in Europe. I get that feeling here. Yes, yeah, Mani, we can move forward. So yeah, I mean, a lot of flying weather days. Just to give people an idea now, we will be showing around the facility. You can actually then have an idea of how the facility looks like, and then we will then probably take a 2-minute break, and then we will go to the hangar side, which is and I will actually try and keep my camera on just to show you how we go from the school to the hangar space. How do we access the maintenance? How do we access the aircrafts, the runways inactive? All of that I will try and show you around. Captain Asha, would you be coming along with me?
Yeah, sure.
Lovely. Perfect. I think we have some landings happening of some of our students probably in the next few minutes as well. So hopefully, if we get a chance, we can actually
Should
say
be
hello
able to
to
see
them
them. Yeah.
too. So just gonna be 1 minute. I'm gonna hop on from my phone, and then it would be easier to show you guys around from there.
So we have the Garmin 1000 here. So basically we use this for the multi-engine rating. So here you can see your airspeed, your altitude, and we can use this for the VOR. Here you will get your ILS. And this is a map. So we can use this for the routings where we want to go. All the waypoints, everything is available here. And we have standalone instruments here. So if something fails, we use these ones. And this is a brand new Technum P2006. And you see the throttle, You see the propellers, you see the carburetor heat, the top for starting the engines. So it's going to give one of the best experience ever when you fly these aircrafts. Yeah. It's a four-seater twin engine craft, if you want to see. Very comfortable. Yeah. Do we have any company traffic coming back? Okay. Let's show you. There's one more twin that we spoke about is right here. This is our second twin engine. Yeah. Again, very similar avionics right here. If you can see. Master off. Master off. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. And this is the new aircraft we just bought in. Brand new aircraft that has just been bought in from Sweden. Sure. Another P2002. And these are the 500s. 500s. So in every aircraft, they have GPSs installed. So you have so it's not like you're flying an old analog aircraft. It's something like that. You have better aircrafts to fly, GPSs. So you learn all when they go for cross countries. You can teach them how to do a simulated ILS landing. It's going to be more fun. And also you can also get simulated on our approaches. It's really nice. Perfect. You see the avionics. I'm going to show you right here. Here you can see your line. It takes some time to load the GPS. Once it's aligned, you will see a moving map. So if you're confused, when you go to some airports, you see the airport charts, the taxiways, everything here. So there's no time to get lost. It's loaded. Here you can change the CDI to VOR, GPS, whichever you like. It's very good. So it's the 2002 P2002 model. There's one Cessna 172 under maintenance right now. So it's got a brand new engine. Yeah, they're building a brand new. And so you see the maintenance sign on. Then you see the 92s, the P92s. Again, you have, it's not analog only. So you have the GPSs. So you have an idea of, you have the support of the GPSs. You have the Garmin's in there. This is a two-seater aircraft, high wing. So similar to Cessna 152. Similar, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's the hangar next door. Now I understand the noise. I remember. Yes, it's stronger. Yeah. So a lot of traffic that comes from uh, other areas. I think that's not. Is it a full stop still? No, right? I think 3:30 was a full stop. It should be now. Yeah. It's still they wanted another touch and go. So yeah, they did another touch and go. We were hoping they will make a full stop. Yeah. So the exposure is big here. If you see, we have some private jet that parks usually next to us. Some other E-42s. 42. We do maintenance we're doing maintenance on this one. Us as part 145 as well.
The best part is the school has its own maintenance, so you're not relying outside, and also you have a lot of control and safety when it comes to maintaining inside. A lot of the schools I've noticed globally, they outsource their maintenance. One, the reliability increases. Second, you don't know what job is done. You know how people got save money, and it could be costly when it comes to safety standards. Here everything I've noticed is that you guys, even the smallest of details taken care. There are a lot of things that we are not able to show you here in the webinar because there's a lot of activity going on. Instructors and pilots are flying, but we've recorded a lot of content that we'll be posting in the next few days, that you will have a lot of idea of how these flights are done, and what happens, how the taxi is done, how the operations are managed. Everything we've tried to record, almost everything possible. We also got a chance to record one of the first solos of a student here, so you would have an idea of how it's celebrated here. And that's what the idea is, to give you as much exposure. So it's a paradise to be in, honestly. And if you love aviation, as much as I love, I I can, literally live out of that terrace where I can constantly see aircrafts landing, taxiing, parking, so much activity that's done here at these airports. I'm not able to show you around here because the phone wouldn't let me zoom in, but there's an apron that has all these Ryanair aircrafts and all these DHL, KM Malta, all these airlines I can see, so this is what you learn. You learn at an airspace, that you get everything, including commercial aviation, general aviation, training, everything on one airport, one spot. Um, I do not see still the full stop landing happening right now of one of the aircrafts that I can stop. They haven't finished their flight. I was hoping that they could come in and we could probably see them come park and all that. But yeah, apparently it still seems to be flying. You can actually check if you want. We can always give you details of the tail numbers of the aircraft, so that you guys can always look at the radar and you can figure out at what altitude they're flying, when are they landing in, what are the activities. You can easily track all that. You've been tracking um, a lot of flights on flight radars for commercial aviation. It's time that you start looking into general aviation, start tracking those flights as well. All right. So, Kamhashe, would you like to say anything, closing statements, before we call it? Because I think we still do not have them full stop landing yet. Yeah.
What I would say is going to be the best experience you guys are gonna get, right, with regards to flying, from the exposure, the safety. And the best part is you can convert to DGCA. Even with the RT examinations, it's a Commonwealth country. You can get your RT from Malta, and once you have your Maltese CPL, it's just that conversion to Indian RT. You don't need to even give any examinations. Then when it comes to the flying, as we said, it's not going to be boring session. You got to fly overall the Europe once you have your PPL. And the next best part is your ATPL examinations. You're getting your ATPL examinations in Europe. It's just same to as DGCA. So once you get your DGCA CPL, you will not need to take an extra session to pass your ATPL examination in India. So it's the same. So I'll be waiting for you guys. Hopefully, we'll be getting trained here. I can promise you it will be the best. It will be the best choice ever you're gonna choose. Getting an EASA license, highly recognized license in the world. We'll see you soon, guys.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Captain. I think I missed out on mentioning this on the beginning of the call. That Captain's from India himself. He's been in Malta for about 4 years, but he originally comes from Kerala, and he mentioned that he does not miss his food here. So I look forward to you guys joining him for some meals, celebrating every festival here. I think in one of the content that we were recording, you also mentioned about every festival, Indian festival being celebrated really well here because you have so much population. Yeah. So we look forward to an overall great experience with the team of Malta School, team of professional aviation training, team of Rafael handling you, helping you with all the operations, making sure it's a great experience for you all. So that's what we plan. That's what we plan to do. If you have any questions, we can always hop on a. I'm gonna hold on. I'll just do this. If you have any questions, we can always hop on a call. We can always hop on a meeting, set up a different meeting altogether, explain you, brief you a lot more about what you could do, being here, and how we can help you finance your training, how we can help you get you installment plans, whatever you need, visa support. There's one thing that I missed out. I think mentioning that you as a student here can work part-time here. It's a great advantage that all these students can get. You can work part-time, you can make your livelihood. You don't have to ask for money from your family for all your food and housing expenses because you're allowed to work part-time here. Your travel locally is all free. So there are chances you might as well save some money. So again, a great destination, great experience, and please stay tuned. We will probably be sharing a lot of content in the next few days. We will be sharing a lot of videos, everything that we can in terms of keeping you aware of um, I mean, as much as we can try, we will definitely share, content, information. If there is anything that we miss out, we can happily get on a call. We can actually, explain you, brief you more. And yeah, and it's a perfect destination to start your first stage of your training for your life at an international airport. That's the goal. Well, I'm gonna say bye. Thank you so much. It was really nice talking to you. And it's my pleasure. And I really hope the next time I'm standing here, I'm with all of you, taking all these good experiences from you of your flight lessons that you've done from here, your training stages. That's something that I always love doing, is to spending time with our students and then knowing more about their training experiences, more training, knowing more about how they've experienced all these slight lessons, probably some things interesting that they might have, something interesting they could share, and possibly seeing you, landing up with an airline job as an instructor either here. So looking forward to all of that, and we wish you a great evening ahead. Thank you so much for your time. Bye bye.
Thank you, Mr. Tanuja. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining in, everybody. We'll be ending the meeting. If you guys have any doubts, please reach out to Yamini anytime, and we can again connect with you on a one-on-one meeting. That's it. Thank you so much.